Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. I have a great video for you guys and gals today, especially because precious metals are in the green. Look at this, green across the board from gold all the way to palladium, silver around $24.54, gold $1,923. And this is a prime example why you don't want to get too emotionally attached on the day-to-day prices. People that did probably made some very bad mistakes, especially with all the articles covering silver's low prices or where the price of silver is going to be headed. The people, predicting it's going to keep going downwards. That's dangerous stuff. And you got to remember silver's true value. You got to get back to your roots. Remember the bigger picture. If it's $25 today or if it's $22 tomorrow, that's pennies to the dime compared to where silver's price will actually be in the coming future. And if you get too focused on the day-to-day prices, you will invest irrationally, and that's you gotta steer away from investing with emotions, right? Look at it realistically. But anyways, since we know that things are kind of bouncing, I want to check out what's going on. So it's interesting to look at gold's last bull run, set it to all-time highs ever. Right, that was the highest gold has ever been in the history of gold. Silver, not even half of its all-time high. So gold already has exploded. Silver, since it's gold's little brother, usually follows suit a couple weeks, a couple months afterwards, but silver really hasn't had that big bang yet. So people are still waiting for it, especially since silver's more volatile. It's probably going to be a bigger bang than even gold. So anyways, link to this article is in the description. I also have another article. Make sure you subscribe, post daily videos. So what's driving silver? Speaking on the main factors driving silver price today. So Smith cited factors related to both supply and demand. On the supply side, he said that silver has continued on a steady decline in production. And we know that. We talk about that. Silver production is being cut back from this pandemic, from miners, from the pandemic, shutting down mines, from transporting it, from simply just not finding silver or not looking for it because it's not profitable, rather digging up gold, lead, zinc, stuff that will put, some money in their pocket. You got to think about that too. Silver's hard to find, just as hard to find as gold is. So why would you try to look for silver when it's $24 an ounce when you could look for something that's $2,000 an ounce? It's business and it makes sense. But there is consequences to that, like we see now. So silver has seen its fourth year of a global decline in ounces produced. In other words, miners have to dig up more to get the same amount of ounces because of the lack of discoveries. So it's getting harder to find as well. So you got gold and silver coming out of the ground roughly 8-to-1. Right, every 8 ounces of silver, they find 1 ounce of gold. But the ratio is actually much smaller than that, and let me tell you why. Gold, once it's dug out of the ground, is usually a lot of gold is used for jewelry, coinage, bars, necklaces, earrings. All of those things will be kept in circulation, recycled, resupplied, reused, rescrapped. All of gold is going to get put in circulation and stay in circulation. When silver gets dug up, put in laptops, telephone, whatever the case is going for, technologically, nobody's scrapping those laptops for silver. Nobody's scrapping those cell phones for silver. Silver is lost in technology. So even though silver is getting into the circulating supply, it's not getting recycled. So a lot of silver is lost, a lot of gold is recovered. You can see why silver demand or the supply and demand could be a little bit out of whack. People don't think of it that way. People don't look at it that way. So anyways, meanwhile, monetary demand side has been through the roof, as can be seen by the ongoing coin shortage. So U.S. Mint sold out of American Eagles, and we see this lowering supply, lowering production, but a rising demand. It's only going to shoot the price up. Low supply, high demand shoots the price up. Investor demand and the ETF buildup in silver has continued no matter what the price is doing. Smith continued, all these factors paint a very bullish picture. So what to watch? The resistance level's around $30, and there's a strong resistance around that. And trust me, when it gets to that $30 range, you're going to be questioning yourself. Is it time to sell? I guess And when it is around that price, I do make a lot of videos how to tell if you should or shouldn't sell. Now, obviously, it's a very individual investment. I cannot tell you what you should or should not do, what you can't do, because I don't know your situation. I don't know how much silver you have. I don't know your weekly income. I don't know when you're planning to sell. All of these things heavily reflect and affect the what's profitable to you or what you should be doing. So I try to put it in my terms, what I do, and give you the reasoning so then you can apply it to yourself. Now, when it gets to this $30 range, whether you got it in silver at $5 or $25, that's heavily going to affect if you should sell. And also, what is your exit strategy? Are you looking to sell in a couple of years, or are you looking to sell in 10, 15, 20 years? There's a big difference. However, when it does begin to close above this key level, Smith foresees a significant bull run with everyone from individual investors to big funds jumping on board the silver train. And this is exactly what happened to Bitcoin. Everyone doubts it. They want the proof in the pudding. They don't want to have faith in it. They won't have faith in it. They will not believe in it until they see some proof. And when the proof happens, when silver, barges through that $30 range, just like when Bitcoin, barged through that $10,000 range, it's a domino effect. Everyone's going to go running. Not only big business that needs it, but individual investors like you and I that want it. And the people that you and I that want it are going to be selling it to the people that need it. Producers turn into the consumers. Consumers turn into the producers. So this is the real deal. And when the bull run is fully underway, Smith continued, and the high 30s and 40s are challenged, silver will take no prisoners. Silver will take no prisoners. This is the real deal. When this thing turns around, it's going to rock and roll once again. So, people, and this is from the Morgan Report, right? And these guys know what they're talking about. These guys understand the markets. And for someone, from an outsider, to look in on this, in this whole silver precious metals market shebang, also looking at what's happening in the economy, it would be pretty obvious to say, why not? Nothing else has this much potential. Nothing else has this many signals, this many advantages. Nothing else does. Anything else is still a risk, especially with them being pegged to the U.S. dollar, whether it's stock markets. All of those things are risky because they're depending upon a system that is corrupt and that's failing. Gold and silver aren't. So, quoting David Morgan, Smith advised, "Let the market tell us what it wants to do." In 2016, silver saw substantial gains of an approximate 15% price increase. However, looking back, Smith revealed this rally was just a false bull run in disguise. And that will happen in silver and gold, especially since they're more slow. They're slower paced investments. It wasn't quite done with the bear run that started in 2011. For that reason, he warned investors and analysts alike must recognize that repeating these same mistakes leaves them susceptible of getting left behind altogether. But the future leaves the potential for growth. It is an asymmetric chance of a lifetime for investors. Now, you don't need a mortgage on the house to do well. You can buy a modest position of physical silver and a few good mining stocks and hold on. And that's the most beautiful sentence I've read in a long time. Let me reread that. It is an asymmetric chance of a lifetime for investors now. You don't need to mortgage the house to do well. You can buy a modest position of physical silver and a few good mining stocks and hold on. You may be shocked at what you see in just a few years in terms of the appreciation on both of those metrics. Talk about faith. Talk about man, that gives you goosebumps, right? And it's so true though. Everyone thought that Bitcoin was just a once in a lifetime flock of the whatever, but it's happening all around in different areas for different reasons and to different amounts. And the best part about it is Bitcoin literally happened off of speculation. It was an error, basically. Not an error, but it's just the way it happened wasn't natural, and that's why it crashed so hard. But gold and silver, especially the way that their market is shifting and adjusting, it's real. It's valid. There's reasons why, which makes it even more prone to staying that high, right? There's going to be stability there. Bitcoin, there was no stability because it got over fluctuated, overbought, and you see why it crashed so hard afterwards. So, anyways, I have another article. I'm just kind of highlight some points. And it's interesting because this article was written yesterday, and yesterday or this morning is when the rally started to really pick up. So silver could soar in its next rally. He wrote this before this nice little jump start actually started to happen. So he could be he could be foreseeing what's going to happen over the next couple of days, weeks, months. Long-term indicators point to higher silver. Near term suggests more consolidation first. Overall fundamentals remain supportive for much higher silver prices. So, are you fearful or are you getting greedy? Those two questions should definitely should definitely affect the way you invest. If you're investing out of fear, then that could actually be beneficial. If you're investing off of greed, that could actually be detrimental. You have to look at glass half full, not the glass half empty. When it comes to investing, I always try to invest with my head more than my heart. I could be as bullish as I want, be the silver cultist like some people call us, but if I know that silver's not gonna do well, or if I see signs that are showing it's not the best time to buy or sell or whatever, I have to do that. I can't just wing it. I can't just go with my gut because I love silver. No, as an investor, you have to think rationally. So, anyways, they're talking about more consolidation in the near term, but even as you see now, it still is holding it's still holding its price. It's holding its balance. And even if we go to like the 3 month, let's look at like the 3 month chart. See, over the last 3 months, silver still is pretty strong. I mean, it was what, around $20 July, early July. Now it's $24. Look at the 6 month. So 6 months ago, around April, it was $15. Then it got up to 30. 3, 4, 5 months later, which led it to leading it to 25. And you can see this dip, you can see this triangle, and if this is the bottom, if people are going to buy at this range because they realize that silver has more potential, then this area is only going to be going upwards. And you can see, especially with the presidential election happening around this time, so many things from the production, the supply and demand, the pandemic, the turn of the year with the holidays. Everything's going to get a little messy right here. It could be for the better or for the worse, but most likely it's going to be for the better, especially with assets like precious metals. So, anyways, I hope you can you can see where I'm going with this. There's still a lot of potential. There's still a lot of room to run, and I hope you don't think it's too late. I hope you don't think you missed the boat, because you can still buy silver at $24 and make a heck of a lot of money. Think about it. People bought at $21 several years ago. What's a $3 difference at the end of the day when we're talking about $100 to $300 silver? When you go in the future and look back, $21 spot price or $24 spot price, that doesn't matter, right? Getting an ounce for that cheap, the $3 difference, it doesn't matter. You don't want to be too analytical, you just don't want to be too prone to that, because that can distract you from the bigger picture.